Greetings, fellow citizens, and welcome back to Sleepy Hollow. Last episode, we kind of like solved our traffic problem, at least for now, temporarily, as traffic is always going to be a major problem in this game, especially as cities get bigger. What I would do like now is expanding a bit, adding a bit more beautifications, adding a few more landmarks, because that is something we haven't really done yet. Let's just go ahead and add a few trees here for starters. This whole area I've built in the last episode, and I just basically, we have a lot of space here in between that I would like to use with trees. I don't know, perhaps we add some bigger buildings or even parks then down the road, but for now trees are going to be fine. I mean, just look at that whole area, how naked it is right now, and if I'm starting to add then some trees to it, that it just adds more flavor to it, especially those beautiful autumn trees, right? It's just, I'm a sucker for that. We should not overdo it though, especially with bushes and grass patches as well, as I'm intending a pretty big city here, and of course that's a lot of assets, so we're a bit limited there unfortunately by the amount of stuff that I can really squeeze in my city, but we can definitely try to squeeze in as much as possible, especially trees, as trees don't really add that much of a performance impact. I have a few trees in between this area there, close to the highway, so that this is also not looking so naked to the eye. And yeah, overall, it just adds so much flavor. I just love that in general. All this beautiful, colorful, these beautiful, colorful trees, especially here now as well. As the city is coming to life, they're a bit more perfect. And as we can see also, I'm really happy about that. That bridge here is being used by a lot of my citizens, by a lot of my pedestrians. Also carefully that we've done here is these crossings are gone, right? I mean, we still have the texture on the ground. I think we can actually, I could remove them with my crossing. Let's just try this one. But no, nothing is changing. So this texture is there, but it's not really there, right? So there is no crossing here, as it's not allowed really. And they all use that bridge as it should be, as massive traffic is going below that. Of course, traffic is only increasing here over time, so more and more of that later. I continue my journey by, of reducing or removing lower residents, like this one, and making some high density zone out of that. It's just something that we really gradually have to do all the time. I mean, some of you have been saying that I'm way too slow on that, or that I'm doing this in an inefficient way. Nope, sorry guys, I like to do it in a realistic way. A city is growing from the core to the outside, from low residents to high residents, and we just gradually improve on that, right? Gradually improve the density as we continue to grow. So we still have low density here. This block, as I said already some time ago, is my next target then as well. This whole area is starting to grow as well. We still have low tier 1 buildings here now. That's improving, of course, as the land value is increasing. There's not really a lot of land value going on right now. What we could do is this area there, I like that one actually. Let's get rid of this residential zone there, right? And instead, what I'm doing here as usual that I like to do, I like to add another smaller park area that we just have in this area, and this will drastically once again improve then also the land value of this area. And this is a bit further outside already. You know, there's not that many people here, but still some people like to use this one, especially here. We continue of course with more roads, so something I haven't really done there yet. Let's just see that we have a proper looking road for that. What do I have? I actually have this road there. It's fine. Absolutely fine. And we might just have another road going out here, right? Then along the mountain there. Right, as just this road here continues along the mountain. And then we have the main road here. And they kind of like connect again later on then as well. So that's something for this area. And here, let's just have another crossing, another junction that I might need to do there. There you go, for this whole inner area. And then it's of course the question always, wait a second, have this one get a bit further outside there still. It's just the main road really that I need to keep there. I mean, it's coming to an end here at some point now, but we still can continue a bit, a tiny bit at least. And I would probably like to have one of these, this one here. I definitely would like to have a connection there somehow. There you go. having a connection in there is fine. This one goes away, and instead we're going to use one of the smaller ones. For this area. As this one is a tiny neighborhood then as well, that is only going to grow. And right in here we have the Lafayette City Park then, so it's just a smaller park area once more that we can have for land value basically, and also for some beautification there. Of course, every park definitely needs a entrance once again. It's only going to be a smaller entrance once more, right? Something like that. We can have this one here, for example, and then I'm going to have some smaller side gates. So one probably over there for this area, and then one here for this area, so people can use this park to also shorten their travel distances when they go with by foot. Now, I'm going ahead with the freeform tool there once more. Right, this kind of like goes over. Like so, perfect. I just love that tool. Very good. And then we have a nice crossing there. There's also some road again here, some pavement roads there with some fences again. I'm totally fine with that. As it's a park, it's okay to have something like that. We might even add some water to it. Right, so we could just use our landscaping tool to add some lower ground here, like that, and then perhaps fill it up with water. And this, as we can see, this bridge there is then going over the water there, something like that. Let's add the water. Okay, nice. So just a little water source in between. There's a bit of water actually that went over it, so this is unfortunately a bit of a wet zone there right now, but as we can see, it's already disappearing as it doesn't really have a place there. But here in the Lafayette City Park, we do have now this tiny water source. Perfect, really. And around it, well, we could have something like some bushes, some trees and stuff like that. Let's just have a look around what we add. Do we want to have a fence? Nah, really. I don't think that a fence everywhere is a good idea. Not every park needs to have a fence. This one here perhaps has a little cafe somewhere right here by the river or by the lake that we have there, right? So something like that, where people can sit and enjoy the day, and also having a bit of a look out there. By the way, could I move? Yeah, could move this one probably like so. Does it have a street connection then if we do it like that? I think this is working out, is it? Yes, it's working out fantastically just here by the lake, so people can enjoy their day. And also, of course, we should definitely add some bushes at least. I mean, I said bushes is not something that we do need to go ahead with all the time, but here by the lake for sure, right? So we definitely do need something like that. Something small, but please. Grass, bushes, stuff like that. So there you go in all its glory. We do have now a nice little city park. I do like these trees that we've added to this tiny lake area just here in the center now. Lafayette City Park in all its glory. Oh, and as we can see, people like that. And I think that the land value is just skyrocketing, especially around the lake area there, right? With a little cafe, also some pavilions, one here by the main road and one over there. By the way, there would be the ability to also add a pier or something like that to this whole park thing. That one, right, it would actually fit in. Let's just, out of curiosity, squeeze it in there. I would just like to see how it really looks. In this case here, it does need to have a street connection though, as we can see, which is a bit tricky here, getting this one over there, or from the main road actually, this could work out. Right, so if we have the one here, there it has its connection, and then we have a pier in the center where people can also sit and enjoy a day. Let's just keep it there for now. We might actually, well, I don't know. I just keep it there right now. Perfect, there it is, another park area, Lafayette, and also my first lake that we've added. I mean, we got a few lakes, right? So over there is another one, there is one. We can definitely use them for bigger parks then, but right now, that's fine. This area still needs some more houses now. So in that case, these guys here, let's get rid of them again. Sorry, pals, I know you just moved in, and I will need to delete you again right away. As I think there's a bit of a higher traffic here. Let's actually have some commercials there. So this is a commercial, and then perhaps another office one, and then it's going for a bit of high density residence here and here. And I think, what I think right now is that in the center, in between, we keep lower densities. Let's just see how it looks then at the end of it. There you go. Starting to grow. Oh, we have a pretty nice demand right now for all of these. So there's just that. There we can add another smaller one, and then basically this whole road there, as this was the intention, of course, all along, to have some lower densities here. That gradually turns into higher density than later on, perhaps. But right now, it's absolutely not needed. I like this new zone that we had there now. Of course, this is the end of the Pearl Heights district. And I'm going ahead here now, and we're having this outer district that I would like to add Hickory Heights. So that's a pretty nice name. And this is basically this whole area there that we have now for the end, basically, of the city where we are then. The Hickory Heights. The Hickory Heights will need some American building theme. This one. I always get this error message there. Brooklyn and Manhattan that we add. Ooh, I think there is also some water missing. I mean, I think the game urges me to build something before I get some riots. We make the connection as well. Perfect, really coming along. What else could we add for this whole area there? Well, actually, there is something that we should add, and that is some policies, right? We do have, let's just see, Smith Heights, Pearl Heights is my biggest one, I think. Let's just see what we could add for this one here. We got in Pearl Heights 1, 2 now, 3 parks, right? So park and recreation. Make your parks and plazas the envy of the country. Moderately increase the land value around them, but increases their budget by 20% as well. And since parks in general are very cheap, let's just add this policy to this. It should not really explode anything, right? I'm also going to have this one for Grove Hills, as we have a pretty big one there. And for the Hickory District, I think there you go. Just everywhere basically where I do have a park. And oh yeah, Anchor Gardens has reached level 4, and with that we get the climbing frame. So yeah, Anchor Gardens level 4, the highest one now, I think. No, actually there's still one more level missing, with a few more visitors and especially entertainment level. Speaking about the entertainment level, where's this climbing that we have? Climbing frame, there it is. We could add this one to the park, a nice little climbing area where people can, well, get away with their energy. I think we can, and I'm going to squeeze in 2 here, right next to each other. Just make this look like it is one spot, right? Oh, and with that we have reached level 5 immediately, and also in this case here have unlocked another building for that, and that is the trampoline park. So this is my sports area. Why not? Let's have the trampoline park just across the street then here, right next to the stones then, right? I mean, it's a bit of a tricky thing here with all the elevation. I'm still determined to make this one work. There we have that, and of course a bit of beautification around it never hurts. So let's just add some trees to that. Especially actually, let's start with the bushes as always, and the grass that we have along the ridges there and the cliff. And then especially also here. Different texture perhaps. This looks a bit darker as it moves towards the rocky area then, right? Here perhaps a bit more. And then we just add some bigger trees to that. Ooh, this is a really, really big tree. Let's just have one of these, because that is just way too big otherwise. And something... Ooh, that's also a bit big one, smaller one. And over there, have one. This area. That's actually already pretty fine for me. And then we just go ahead with some basic more autumn trees along the way here. Also here. There you go. Let's not overdo it though. This is still a park area. Oh yes, and people like that. They like these new attractions here. So the climbing frame number 1. And as we can see, there is, I mean, this is just an animation there, obviously. But there we have the trampoline park, also now for children of all kinds. Just go there, have some fun right here in the city center. This will increase then, of course, not only the entertainment value, but also the total visitors is at 50,000. We're still not demanding any money for this, and I'm going to keep it like that. It's $380 expenses. We can easily afford this, and I should for the quality of my population there, basically. Now, that was one of my policies. Let's just have a look at the Pearl Heights. What other policy I could use there? I think water and electricity is going to be fine for a very long time. Water, we might have another pumping station. But other than that, we have the money. Oh, by the way, we're millionaires. We breached the million there with all the planning and stuff like that. No problem. Let's just have a look. We might still continue adding some stuff that makes life easier for my people. Taxation, city planning, encourage biking in these ones, right? We could do that to reduce the traffic. We could implement a toll once they enter these districts here. Pearl Heights is the most important one and the biggest one here, as we can see. So whatever we do here is going to be having a major effect on my city in general there. When this policy is active, most citizens will prefer bicycles over motorcycle vehicles. I don't have any bicycle lanes though, so it's not going to work out so nicely. We rather just go with a bit of recycling, already do that. And the power usage moderately reduces the electricity consumption for this whole area. Not really needed. Education boost though, that is something that I'm going to add. Increases education budget. There is university, library, and lots of schools in this district, so that has a nice effect. And also here, recreational use slightly increases tax income, increases tourism, slightly reduces crime rate, and increases the policy budget by 15%. Let's add this one there as well. And that's really just all we can do for Pearl Heights there at the moment, as these districts continue to grow. I like this one. Perfect. There we have now the high density ones, and then it moves closer to the lower density as always. Meanwhile, the agricultural area is at 6,000 for the total profit. There's still not enough workers really that we can squeeze into this area, but at least it is making us a decent amount of profit. And what I can also see is all the processing plants, all the processing houses, factories are working as intended. Perhaps the flour mill, we could add another one, a fourth one, to make this one complete. So in this case here, flour mill, there you go. Boom. We got 4 of them now in this corner with a few trees in between. I just love that. Perfect. So this is looking like a beautiful high density zone. By the way, we should be careful where we want to have then a cargo train station. I'm going ahead with a cargo train station here somewhere. I haven't decided yet fully where we would like to squeeze this one in, but there is definitely coming something like that. The slaughterhouse is also fully working. I think with the animal products we make some nice money. And then we might have milking parlor is already working. The slaughterhouse. Let's not continue with the mass slaughtering though, so I'm not going to add too many. Let's add a few more of these barns. So one more that we can have in this area, and one more that we can have in this area. Just because barns really fit into a nice farming area. It just really works together well here. Those barns then with those roads as we continue more into the fields than here. And by the way, for the crop fields, let's just add another one here. And this one isn't this my area? Wait a second, this one is sweet. There you go. So it's looking like the same. Let's connect them properly. The game doesn't want me to do that, but I am forcing it. And then we got the crop fields here, right, with another country road just here? Nah, I would like to have this one a bit closer. Here. There you go. Need to upgrade this one first. And only then does it work. Here, let's actually make some curvature. That always looks better by the end of the day. And then in this tiny area, either a barn. I mean, a barn would really work nicely here, right? Let's have a barn there. In the... Oh, this is looking nice. Just here by the crop fields then. And then there's this tiny area that I'm probably going to keep like so. We could also just have some, bushes in between so that it does look like a nice farming area. Perhaps some flower bushes then. And any kind of tree really works out. Actually, let's not do any tree there. We have too many trees in this area anyway, as I can see. And it's filling up already, as we can see. Lots of people, lots of trucks and other vehicles are moving to it. Actually, it's mainly trucks. To the romantic sound of the mowing. Another thing is the Fairview district over in this area. There's still some dirt roads here. Let's get rid of them. We just have the technology now and the money to afford better streets overall. So let's just go ahead with some alleys there. So it's just going to be tree roads really. And as we can see, people like that. By the way, I have never really checked. Do we have a land value here? Moderate. It's a moderate land value. It's of course as it is with only having some normal lower residents living here, right? So land value in general is not that great in these areas. And what is going on? What is going on this road? Is there some event up here happening that I am unaware of? It looks like there's lots of people parking and they live in the city. Yes, these are actually the people, resides expert visiting new commercial center. Alright, they kind of like park here to get to their residence and commercials. I think we do need some parking space in the city. That might be one of my next tasks. This is looking ridiculous. No idea. I mean, we can just pretend right now that these guys are hiking, right? I mean, this is the hills, this is the forest area. They're just hiking really. Let's pretend that that's the case. Because this is happening in Austria everywhere. Basically, when you have some mountain, you get lots of cars on either side of the street. People that just go on some hiking there. Alright, meanwhile, traffic is flowing in most parts of the city. And yeah, we also have this area where I need to think about something. Other than that, we can just enjoy the views of daily life as my people go about their crazy stuff, whatever they want to do. And we need to think about ways of avoiding copy buildings like that. So usually I just like to delete them and then usually there comes something better out of it. And then we continue. Stay tuned.